Hello friends, welcome back to Quick Poetry Knowledge. This is Mehjabeen and today I present before you a summary of Henry Vaughan's poem The Retreat. This is one of the most important poems of Henry Vaughan. It glorifies childhood and is also a companion poem to another which the poet wrote under the heading of childhood. So let's check out the summary. In the poem The Retreat, the poet Henry Vaughan says that those early days of his childhood were very happy ones. He used to shine like an angel. That was the time when he was yet to understand this earthly world where he was to spend his second life after having first lived in heaven. During his childhood, the narrator's mind had not yet learned to think of any other matter but the purity of heaven. All his thoughts were of heaven. This was because in his childhood he had as yet travelled only a short distance from heaven, and he had also travelled only a short distance away from God, who was his first love. That was the period of time when he could still look backwards over the short distance he had travelled and catch a glimpse of God's bright face. That was the time when his soul could gaze for an hour or so at some golden cloud or at some flower and could sense through those less glorious objects some hints of his life in the eternal heavens. That was the phase of his life when his tongue had not yet learned to speak any sinful words which hurt one's conscience. Nor did he have at that time such a sinful nature that in one's mature phase of life a person is led to commit unholy deeds to gratify each of one's five senses, that is the senses of sight, smell, taste, touch and hearing. In those days, he could feel through his physical body the dazzling rays of eternity. The poet goes on to say that he now feels an intense urge to return to those early days of his childhood and live once again through those experiences of that long past time. He feels that desire because he wishes once again to get back to that plane where he first left those heavenly memories which empowered his enlightened spirit to catch sight of that paradise with its palm trees from where he had come. But sadly enough, his soul is now not in its original state of spiritual glory. The reason is his prolonged stay in this earthly world. The soul cannot travel steadily back to the days of his childhood. Some people love to go forward, but the poet feels a desire to go backwards to his childhood. The poet concludes the poem by saying that when he dies and is buried, he would want his soul to return to the heavens in the same glorious state in which it had originated from there. Well, that's all for today. Hope to meet you soon. Bye.